All right, we're preparing the live stream. They can hear us now. I've learned that.
I mean, this Twilight Zone
hear
is
us
something we're supposed to get used to, right? I
I
mean,
don't
apparently
even
that's how the magic happens.
So now what I do, there we go. Okay, got it. It's being streamed. You see the little live up there in the top corner?
Yes.
We here. We are here and welcome everybody. Welcome to 50 Centuries featuring Shash Universe. Yes. Everybody, this is Shashu. I'm Josie, and we are doing this beautiful energy update with the utmost patience.
We need it.
So let me pop y'all up on this computer so I can see the chat, because I know better than to do this.
That's what I'm going to do. I'll be right back. Let me get
that any
Great.
other way. There we go. Go to lives. I should be there. There we are. Woohoo!
Yay.
I want to make sure I got y'all in the chat so I can see you. Got my look. See, I ain't got my, I hate having the light switch in the frame. So I'm thinking, wow, this is funny. Are you watching this from a different device, Shashu?
Not yet.
Because on the computer, it just switches to whoever's talking.
Oh.
Even though we're looking at each other like differently. Like, I can't even do. Hey, Reggie, how you doing? Welcome. I'm glad you high speed. You made it. Yes, thank you. This time we're not gonna have no problems. We're gonna have a nice, clear, smooth stream. Y'all gonna hear every single word we have to say. YouTube is our friend and cooperates with us perfectly.
That's right.
Now. Yes, we're gonna let some people get up in this chat while I make some announcements. Hello, Tan, how you doing? You guys, first of all, man, I wish I would have went live from the computer because I could have shared my screen. Look, I'm blaming retrograde in the return of Christ. Okay, because man, just too much. Okay, so you guys, I got Shashu here, okay, and she just got a crap load of beautiful beings. She's got the Andaras, okay, and they are amazing. So if you're not following her Instagram, I'm gonna put it in the chat right now to make sure you hop over to her Instagram so you can see these beautiful, I call them beings, y'all know them as crystals.
They are known as beings. Like they're when I took Andara healing, I took that first before Reiki, and it like she addressed them as beings because they're so high vibrational, and they remind us, they take us right back so we can remember Lemuria, so we can remember Atlantis. Like I showed you those pictures, and I'm in Toronto. It's overcast. The sun was Sunday. We haven't had sun since, but they glow. Some people call them the Philosopher's Stone too. Stones.
They are amazing, and she does such great work with her wrapping when she makes her jewelry. And if I'm not mistaken, she uses gold. You know, for those who don't really care to take care of copper.
Yeah, I use mostly silver and gold. Yeah. I'm trying to pull this.
Mom said it's backwards and I had to hit the high chat to show the chat. Oh, thank you, retrograde. Oh my goodness. So let's get into it. It's a lot. It is a lot. Look, let me show you. You know, I know y'all probably can't see my handwriting, but look,
She's ready.
it's a lot. And you know, the theme of this energy is not everybody at once. That's exactly what's happening. Seriously. It's like, hold on, take a number. You go sit down over there.
Yeah. There's so many endings, like dramatic endings, like I'm seeing breakups, I'm seeing presidents of companies that were staples stepping down. Like literally today, I'm seeing the strangest pairings of people. And I'm just like, it feels like I'm in a sci-fi action film. It is the Twilight Zone. I'm running out of popcorn.
Keyword action.
Welcome back to the
Oh wow. Yeah, that's what's up. That is what's up. And you know, I'm glad you said you got your cards, right?
Yes.
Good, because I don't know what I haven't known what I was thinking for the last 3 days. Okay. So I was gonna bust out some cards, but I'm like, did you just see this whole page of information that you got to get out in a way that people understand? How about just let Shashu do the cards? Yeah, all right.
That works. I definitely, and 3 decks jumped out. So let me just move this to the side. This eclipse energy has me nesting. Like I have all of the things I need. And I'm kind of frustrated to have to go to the bathroom. I'm like, oh, I just got sitting cross-legged. I just got my blanket.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have the Secret Language of Light.
Ooh.
The Earth Warriors Oracle.
Oh, we need that one.
Right. And the Light Seers Tarot.
That sounds like the trifecta right there.
Yeah. So what caught me first was the Secret Language of Light. It'll give us the themes, and it has beautiful artwork. Thank you for showing us what we do today. And this
I can
now
looking at the colors when you shuffle. I'm like, yo, that's bold.
No, hardly any pastels. I'm not mad at pastels, but some decks are all pastels.
Yeah.
And I'm a jewel tone girl myself. First, light beings. And
What's the number?
35.
Ah.
Of course, shows us that, we're all connecting with our soul tribes even further than we thought before. People I never thought were on this path are now hitting me up and asking questions. And we're figuring it out as we go, and yet we're here to explain to others who are right behind us, right? Light beings, that's beautiful. And we got color. Look how gorgeous that is.
I mean, it's everything. It's like a freaking exploding cosmic heart.
Literally. Look at those colors. And it is, of course, spelled in the Canadian way, but I'm feeling like these are the tones we'll be working with until about May 11th. I'm picking up May 11th, May 14th. When Mercury goes out of retrograde, but these last few days are the end of retrograde season. The end of all planets going forward, I should say. And then that healing, which is coming up for a lot of people. And this is on the quantum level, as you and I know. We're the people who weren't thinking about this or were laughing at the rest of us last year are now asking about Reiki, asking about crystals, asking about planets. And numerologically, we're at a time where this is that introspective year, that self-healing year, that, maybe I'm the problem year. Yeah. Seen a lot of that. Call me crazy. But anyways, that's the first. I'm gonna pull from the Earth Warriors now. And I can post the meanings of the cards. I'm keeping them here. There. I need to know if it's not open.
Oops.
Energy.
Ain't nobody ding donging. Oh no, I accidentally started the Zoom meeting on my computer. Y'all just ignore me.
We got 14. Clan of the Wolf Heart. We are the ones we've been waiting for. You belong to the clan of the Wolf Heart. This is a soul tribe with boundaries beyond bloodlines and geography. It is based on soul connection to love's wisdom and higher truths of Great Spirit. The clan is united through wolf medicine and the heart. These are the qualities of the divine feminine that unify, allowing for a palpable experience of oneness that brings power to our collective wisdom and purpose. Reach out for help from others whilst you honor and respect your individuality and your own unique life journey. Balance social time with taking care of your own individual needs, including the need for time out in solitude to hear your inner truths and renew yourself. Anger can be a sign from the soul, a sacred gift that asks you to deal with a situation to bring about something different and more empowering. Use your anger as a sacred gift with compassion and clear purpose. Fight wholeheartedly when you need to safeguard what truly matters. Be open to a greater guiding wisdom so that you know when to be merciful and when to cut something off completely. Believe in the power of your inner voice and do not silence yourself. That is ringing true for me. I was just reminded today because I was like, what are we going to talk about, Spirit? What's going to come up besides the obvious? And it's like, maintain your balance. Maintain spirit, maintain your ceremony, maintain your ritual, because you can easily get distracted and thrown off right
now. That's been true for me. I've been having to recalibrate constantly lately when I have not yet learned to trust my energy and stop putting myself in cycles of being triggered.
But the triggers are coming up so much.
That's the thing. The reason why we're doing it in the first place, what's happening is that you've been in a comfort zone with some people, with some situations for so long. Now that it's time to go, now that Source is giving you an eviction notice, you're not recognizing that because it doesn't make sense to you logically why all of a sudden you have this huge aversion to your grandma, your sister, your brother, your mom, whoever you're living with or working with. Now all of a sudden your body's reacting like the same way that you would react if you were startled and you got goosebumps, or there's a ghost, or there's you're reacting the same way that you're reacting when you are offended greatly. Every time this person's come around and they're not even doing anything, they're the same as they've always been, but you're offended, you're like, leave me now.
Like almost looking for a fight. Like they better not come here with no crap. And you're just like, where is this coming from? And what I'm noticing is that the energy of bringing up any little slight from the last, 30 years? I'm just like, I thought we were over that. I thought we were done with this. I thought we did our work. No? Like, yeah, I think of those Kermit memes where one was good and one was bad in the hood. You're like, ask her if she want to fight. You're like, oh.
So I think that's a way of explaining how you're being triggered right now in a way that's like someone from your past coaxing out the old version of yourself, trying to coax that out because that's their comfort zone,
Yes.
but it's no longer yours. But they need the old version of you to validate their comfort zone.
Josie, we didn't talk about this beforehand. How do you know, like, the hair clients from 25 years ago asking me to do the same hair from 25 years ago, who are asking, do you still do hair? I'm like, well, if you asking, no, I don't. Like, you definitely haven't been here in the last 10 years, and that's okay, but I definitely don't want to do the same thing as last time. I don't even remember. Like, let's go back to when you're going to be disappointed to find out I'm this age and you're like, our kids are big and like, good morning.
Yeah.
But something about, I thought it was just the eclipse energy. People are like, Shashu. I'm like, where? What? You they just Googled and found me. And I'm like, hi. Hey, let's not do any major change during Mercury retrograde, okay? I know you think your life's gonna change, but I feel like I'm gonna lose. I know better than to change someone's look. I will maintain during Mercury retrograde, but I end up paying the price in some way, shape, or form before the end of the 3.5 weeks. So no thanks, ma'am. But it's nice to see you. How you doing?
You're not gonna blame me for the destruction of your whole persona.
No.
My goodness, loves, it is so important that you're using your tools. And I just got through talking to one of the beautiful souls in the chat, and I was saying, your tools are everything right now because you're free falling. There's nothing to grab onto. So you have to create that thing that you are going to grab a hold of.
Yeah.
You know, there's meditation, there's Qigong, there's stretching, there's talking it out. There's all kinds of things that already exist. But what do you do?
Yeah.
When you cannot recall that thing, or when you can't even think of that thing, or you've never heard of that thing? You create your own tool.
100%. 100%. Everyone is, I'm hearing, you know, whatever was working isn't working for the people who did it once or twice.
Yep.
So it's not a daily practice, whatever it is. Let's add to your daily practice. Have you tried? Have you tried? Have you tried? Well, gotta
And
go outside.
there's some things that didn't work before that are going to work now.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to throw back. Okay. But you are saving your divine life right now. You are saving your divine life. Don't worry about that human. The human's fine. The human is taken care of. It is your divine self that you need to make sure is okay, because the face mask or the oxygen mask goes on the higher self first before the human.
Yeah. 100%. And I just think about how you and I are generators of sacral authority. If our creative center isn't powered first with the or the if that voice isn't loud, then this isn't going to go down.
And if you still try to force it to go down, it will be the greatest catastrophe. And you don't have style.
This will be the time where it really backfires.
Yes.
That's what I can see. And so, like, to maintain is essential.
Yeah.
And as soon as you feel off kilter, 1 second, I'm gonna go breathe somewhere. This is a lot. Like, I can already see the scenarios, but I can't, because this energy is showing me that it's going to be stuff I've never heard of before in front of me. Like, it feels like pre-Lionsgate, but on steroids. Like, it's
Yes. Literally.
But it's collective. It's not like it's happening in front of you. You know how a movie sometimes is going slow-mo in front of you, and you're like, is this really happening?
surreal moments. You know how many people this week have told me that they're having surreal moments because they just cannot believe, keyword believe, what they are witnessing.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
It's you know where you're getting all that newness from. You know that you're about to experience some things you don't have any clue about. It's because all of this energy is happening in Aries. Okay, let me plug this. Vedic astrology,
I was going to say,
sidereal zodiac information, you guys. This eclipse, this Mercury retrograde is all happening in the sign of initiation of, hey, I'm here, I was born, I received the body, physicality, physical body, my identity, okay? It's all happening in the sign of the beginning, you know, like in the Bible, in the beginning, we are having a whole ass Genesis moment. I'm just saying.
yeah. I, you know, I follow both Western tropical and Vedic, but Vedic makes more sense to me because this feels like spring on steroids, you know?
Yeah.
New
And it's
year
faster
energy.
than you can even keep up because it's Aries energy.
Yeah.
Okay. So that feeling that you have in your solar plexus that wants to do the most right now is what Shashu is telling you. Hey, you got to maintain. Maintain. Okay. Yes, you feel like you want to do the most right now, but it is in your best interest to maintain what you have, what you're doing, where you are. Just hold on, because you've got to switch to that magnetism. You've got to switch to that receiving mode.
Yeah.
Spring is here and abundance is naturally abundant. Okay. You don't need to go get her stuff. You need to respond to things and then take the path of least resistance, like mom just said. Okay. It can get bad, it can get hard, it can get rough, it can get to the scene where you see the person in the middle of the street at midnight and it's raining just enough and there's this spotlight on them and they're looking all hopeless, you know, thinking about what happened with their whole life. You don't want to be that just because you did the most when you should have been just simply responding to the life that's coming at you full force.
There's that wanting to take it all on at the same time, as if this is your last chance. I'm also noticing, like, back to what you were saying about spring and Aries, it's a new spring cleaning that's going on. Stuff I didn't even realize had been sitting and festering energetically, I'm gonna say, you know, and it's not tangible, you know, clothes. Well, winter's back in Toronto.
That part. It was 53 degrees here in Florida this morning. I don't understand.
You have a hoodie on. I was expecting to see palm trees in your background, and you have a hoodie on.
No, I'm in a hoodie. I got socks on, y'all. I don't know. Look, I can't even explain that. But the one thing that I'm smart enough to do is accept it.
Mm-hmm. It is what it is. For us in April, we keep all the coats, all the shoes, all the boots at the front door just in case, because we can get 2 seasons in a day. We're used to this, but we just witnessed that really warm stretch. So we were like, oh, but it was kind of, it freaked you out for a bit because you're like, my body's not looking right for this. I don't have the clothes. I need a pedicure, you know? And then it comes down and you're like, okay. And that's what I'm getting is the beauty of the magic now is letting the moment happen, not planning it out, because that energy's dead. We can't just plan, okay, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. No, in the moment is where the magic happens. That's how
And
I'm seeing it.
for those of you who are actively manifesting in your life, when Shashu is talking about planning is dead, this is what she means. Okay. Because y'all know energy never actually gets destroyed. There's a new type of what we used to call planning that's happening right now. If you are not scripting your life, if you are not declaring what it is that you do want, okay, remember, when we're manifesting, we are not talking about anything that has to do with no or not or don't, anything, because life is giving. Anything that has to do with life is abundantly giving. So it's only natural to understand that the universe is only listening to what you want. Okay. So if you're saying you don't want, the universe is all it's hearing is the part after I don't, and then, you know, whatever it is you want, it's translating that to, oh, I want. Everything you say, you're just gonna get it.
I
Period.
explained it to a Reiki student the other day. How it was like how God says, you say, I don't want any more liars. And God is like, look at my baby, want more liars. She got more lessons. Look at that. You know, like it's your parents can't really hear you until you're clear.
Yeah.
You know?
You
Until
can't
you're
be
clear.
hollering and screaming and crying and
Yeah. Declaring, using, that's why it's called sorcery. We're using
Yeah.
source with our
Mhm.
words, spelling.
I like
You know,
that. I like
love
it.
this, right? I love the feeling I have when all things are aligned in this now moment. This feels great. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want more of this.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Capitalize on the energy. Don't keep going through life unaware. Are you kidding me right now? If
No.
you won the lottery one time, you can do it again. Capitalize on the energy. So if you manifested that house, that car, that job, that person, you can do it again. So when it comes to resources like food and things that you need on a regular basis, you could have this great week where you're getting everything you need, it's coming to you, blah, blah, blah. But if you're not paying attention to what you are doing in order to get that energy flowing and cultivating that result,
Brutus.
then all of a sudden the following week, you're going to be like, well, I was manifesting so good and I don't know what happened. What do you mean you don't know? You're the creator.
Yeah.
Back of how you did it last time.
Yeah. I'm seeing people like realizing their cup just increased in size,
Mhm.
realizing their cup had some holes and some murky water. You know, it takes time for that tall to become extra venti,
Mhm.
for that to fill. And so the choices we're making are changing. The way in which we do our self-care are changing, which is no longer a luxury, of course. It just has to happen. We can't schedule that in like we used to. We just have to do it. We have a minute, we do it. It doesn't matter. But I'm seeing a lot of that where they're forced to question what authentically is real and true for me. Not, well, Kim Kardashian likes this color, so therefore I like this color. Those people are, those thoughts are malfunctioning in the brain and in the spirit. It's just not resonating the same way.
Nope, not at all. Now you got to fight for you. Like this Aries energy, yeah, it wants to fight, but it's different now. So a lot of people are not going to be so quick to, like, during this time period of this retrograde, the fight is going to be with yourself or for yourself. It's not going to be so much out there. It's going to be with yourself or on behalf of yourself that you're going to be using that energy. Because the moment you try to take the fight outside of yourself and do that normal thing that we like to do with Aries energy and blame this thing and that person and try to like attack that thing that's outside of you, you are going to get the biggest pushback and shutdown of your life.
Right. Right. That is making sense. So I was making the post for our story for this live, and you type in Mercury for a sticker on Instagram, and Mercury retrograde. You type in Mercury retrograde. It doesn't look like it's just spinning this way. It's spinning all over the place, and I'm like, oh, this is like I'm having a new. I pictured Mercury retrograde before as where there's two trains. Mine is going forward, but it looks like we're going backwards because the other train is moving. No, I'm seeing the flip and the flop and the infinity symbol and it's just gird your loins and be ready.
It's one of those, I think this energy is literally asking people, are you in love with the idea of this new existence, this new earth, this blessed Gaia? Are you just in love with the idea, or are you ready for the real thing? Okay, because it is definitely being made manifest, and you're going to feel it. During this retrograde, there's going to be a birth that you can feel because we're dealing with Aries energy. It rules the first house, which is the physical body. And it is also tied to your identity. You receive a name when you are born. You see what I mean? So it's going to be a huge situation. And again, I'm just letting you know ahead of time so that you can choose how you want to respond to these events that may occur. Oh, I love that. That's a warning label right there.
That's it.
That's to be put in the hospital. Okay.
Yeah.
Some of you may be hospitalized. Some of y'all gonna still try to fight and you're gonna get hurt because you're gonna be trying to fight something outside of yourself. And you will end up literally physically hurt, or somebody will be hurt due to your actions, and you're going to have to deal with it that way. Okay. Some of you are going to unfortunately experience people passing in numerous numbers right now. Okay. It's already happening. And it's crazy because it stations on the 21st, right after the eclipse. So we've already got a preview. We've been having a preview the last couple of weeks. Okay. So if you're thinking, oh man, 3 people that I'm aware of or that I know and maybe interacted with have passed away in the last couple of weeks, you're talking about that and you're like, bummer, blah, blah, blah. And then next thing you know, over the next 3 weeks, that number becomes exponential and now it's 9. That's something you've never had happen in your life before. And you're like, what is this? Because guess what? It's also that soldier warrior energy. What are you here for? What action are you going to take with the energy that is being bestowed upon you, that you're birthing right now? This energy that is coming into your vessel, making all of these changes. Are you going to act like you don't know what's up and get out there and just do anything any kind of way? Or are you going to hold on to your divine wisdom and direct this energy as the God that you are? I'm just saying, what you gonna do? Because that's what the energy is asking you. I'm just saying.
And the clairaudience is loud. The clairs are loud.
Mm-hmm.
The veil is missing. It's not thin, it's missing. It's obvious what's going on, and it's a constant getting behind the short wall for me. not just is this my business, but did I have anything to do with that? Did I bring that here? No. Let me just have a seat and drink my water. Where do I stay in my business? Because folks are going to bring stuff to me, to you. If you are that person at work, you are that person at home, people are going to bring that stuff to you.
Yep.
And it's a listening. Wow, I'm sorry that's happened. Wow. Like, we can't take it on. This is that donut thing you were talking about where we just open up, let it move through. Because if we take it on, there's more action that's going to happen, because this is the planet of war. The sign of war. Right. Okay, I'm hearing you.
Mhm.
Because I've seen it. I've seen it for the last 2 weeks, and I've been like this. My mouth has been open like, can you? Because these things have occurred over 10 years. So I'm just like, this is solid. This is solid. And then, what do you mean? Y'all broke up. What do you mean y'all are together? What do you, like, there's a lot of that program's done. That CEO's gone. That president is no, right? It's, you're like the thing I sent you. We're going to start seeing bartering because there's just no, the people are starting to say this is enough.
Yep. You got a lot of choices to make. What are you going to do? Let's say you're at the playground at 3:00 because somebody said they wanted to fight. Well, everybody's there and we're in attendance, and everybody wants to know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And how you're going to do it. Okay. We need a story. Because guess what? We are literally creating the new story. It's no longer going to be called history anymore. I don't know what we're going to call it, but it's not going to be history.
Like many of us who woke up before this year, 2010, 2012, 2014, we saw that this was coming.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I think I told myself to protect myself that other people would be taking care of these things. Other people would be building.
I did that.
Activating the ley lines. I'm like, that's great. We're going to find, you know what? They probably out there dancing on them ley lines right now. All right. How can I donate? Meanwhile, it's us. You're a weaver. You're a master builder. You are a grid keeper. You are, and so that call to move, that call to just go there, that call to just go to that meetup, like it's all coming in, and it's while I'm in it going, oh, right. So I can't hide anymore, you know. I know I can't. I like, but for the past, I think COVID was like, you know, no one's gonna know you teach Reiki if you keep just sending a beam out with your brain and your third eye shut. You gotta do some lives. You gotta do some Zoom distance Reiki. You're right. And I think many of us who are just now sitting up and standing up and saying, "Oh, me! Oh, we've got to do this." The signal of the guru was going once Doreen Virtue suddenly was, you know, she had a Billy Graham walk in or something. Many of the gurus had to step aside. They suddenly did that, and many of us were in our basement with a floppy hat, with sunglasses and the collar up. We went to Starbucks and somebody was like, "You!" They could see our light, but we were trying to hide and apologize for it. That did not work. And, you know, now I think many of us are starting to claim and own our light and not be apologetic for it and be authentic about it and do things our way. I think what has stopped us from many things was seeing other examples and going and feeling repelled. Like, oh, I'm definitely not doing that. You didn't know what the feeling was. You just knew it wasn't for you. You know? So I'm seeing a lot of that, and I'm seeing so many of us that were like we've got lower numbers on Instagram, or it doesn't matter. That was for protection.
Yes.
And we're
I ain't
supposed to,
worried.
right? We can't be. We're not. This is the year for more. We're going to see more cults. Let's not have it be ours. No, no need. There's no reason for us to take over the world. And we don't need world domination. You know, it's interesting how that's the fear.
Yeah.
I should affect more people. Can you keep up with the ones you're affecting now?
Exactly.
You got this little group. Let's leave it there. You know?
Yeah. Is your approach comprehensive, or are you just skimming? Girl, I had a couple of things disappear and reappear in the last day. I couldn't find an email, so I know that I can't keep up. This is why I don't do videos every day, every hour on YouTube and stuff like that, because then that would mean I need to be responding. And sometimes I can't keep up.
Yeah.
So why would I want more of that? Everybody wants to be, what do you call, popular, famous, or whatever their motivation is, whether it's, oh, I want to make a lot of money so that I can help more people. There's totally steps to that. You can't do it all.
Yeah. And there's so many ways to help people that you didn't even realize you've been doing for years. But you'll hear about it later suddenly, that you helped someone. You're like, I did? Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And that should be enough. When you trust source, and when you're on your path and you're literally walking as the divine, then you understand that everything that you do in your whole life is your work, is your example, is your influence. And whatever it is that you're choosing to do that's bringing in money, that is just what you're choosing. That's the expression you're choosing in that moment for the purpose of bringing in a resource that's necessary for whatever you got going on, but it's not the thing. It is not the purpose of your existence,
That is the thing I'll be rewinding when I get this replay. Because I am multifaceted. You are multifaceted. And yes, I put the energy out that I want to make money in these ways, or I'm excited to express my gifts and be well compensated for those and these. I'm excited. This is so great. And what I'm working on resisting is that energy of the colonized energy of, I gotta do all of the things right now because I may never have money again.
Yes.
My body says I can't do it. My brain says I can't do it. My spirit says, hey, take a nap.
That
But
part.
I find in those settings, a lot of times, if I spend too much time there, then it's hard to come back out. So I've had to just go to the salon certain days of the week and not go outside of that. If I'm going at a different day, then we cut out another day. I cannot live there and live here.
Not at all.
No.
And it's definitely an ebb and flow.
Sorry.
It's an ebb and flow, love. Yeah. Again, your I call it your gates are being tested, but seriously, every time that you want to force something and there's obviously nothing happening, you've got to check that moment where you start feeling that anxiety. You've got to say, why? Okay, there's nothing going on. I see that. This is me being the observer.
Yeah.
But why do I feel like I have to facilitate the experience of something happening when there's obviously nothing happening.
Yeah.
Why can't I go the other way and say, oh, there's nothing happening? This is an opportunity for me to do some of the things that I've been putting off, or this is an opportunity for me to have a moment that is undisturbed, unrushed, with source, with myself. Maybe I need to take care of some stuff around the house. I need to spread love during this time that there's nothing happening. Care for myself, my family, the things that I already have, express gratitude, fill that space up with something that is not so constrictive and forceful. And what you'll find is, as soon as you get comfortable in loving on yourself and loving on your space, and as soon as you get comfortable, you're having your tea, it's day 5 and you're like, oh, well, this is life now. I ain't doing nothing and it's great. As soon as you're good with that, that's when you're going to get that text message with somebody in a crisis. They need an entity removed. Just saying.
In droves, Josie. I've been like, how many things are out here? I'll be sure. I don't mean to make jokes, but when you tune in, you're like, that's not an entity. That's an entity. Or what did you invite into your home? Or, what did you bring in? Yeah. And that energetic hygiene is so needed right now.
Mm-hmm. I've been all up on it, in it. I just saged before this session because everything is felt so much more strongly now than it has been for a lot of us. We're more sensitive. How are you going to move forward being more sensitive, though?
Yeah.
Are you going to constantly complain about it and be a victim to it? Or you're going to understand that you're more sensitive because you are more aware?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your awareness has expanded, so now you smell things you didn't smell before, or you smell them before other people smell them.
Yeah.
And it's for a reason. It's out of necessity, because apparently there's some things going on out in the collective that you're going to need that for. Okay.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. And can we go back to our last energy update? Do you see how much has come out about AI since we talked?
First of all, y'all know I don't never remember what I talked about. I think we talked about some towers and the things, remembering what you know in your head and it comes up on your phone. Maybe.
What I've seen, remember we were talking about how what I was seeing was that we're all gonna find out AI's been here in ways we didn't expect. And it's been here forever, and now it's going in, because we expect it to be in plastic, in metal, in devices.
Mm-hmm.
It's in organic matter, quote unquote,
Mm-hmm.
It's in things, it's in people, it's looking like. Now, one of my teachers, Natoya Hall, was talking about this, where it's like people look like, you see them and then suddenly they look like an alien from Men in Black, and you're just like, now that's new. Like when the Claires are coming on.
Yeah.
And the question is, has that always been there?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what is going on, right? And I know it's the sensitivities you're talking about, but there are times when you're like, something that's a new sensation. Something's telling me to walk away in a new way. Like it would show up in your body in one way. Now it's showing up in a different way, which tells me it's a whole different energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happening. That is what's happening. And again, it's because of the birthing. I think this is a good time to actually run down all of this stuff I have written.
As I
keep pointing to that Aries energy.
Thank you.
But now we're gonna start the astrological section of the energy lecture. But yeah, Vedic astrology, there's a 30-degree difference, you guys. It's like a whole house difference because it moves with the sky.
Yeah.
Okay. It moves. The sidereal zodiac moves. So if it doesn't resonate, it's okay. You can stay for the shenanigans though. Okay. The first thing I want to address is happening on April 20th. Okay. And they are calling this solar eclipse a hybrid solar eclipse. Now, let me tell you why, as far as the sciencey physical part of this situation. It's because what's going to happen is you're going to see a ring of fire like you see in the annular eclipses. You're going to see that ring of fire, but then you're also going to see a total eclipse and then back to the ring of fire again. So it's a mixture between a total eclipse and an annular eclipse. And that's why they call it a hybrid. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's happening in the sign of Aries.
All that fire?
It's happening the day before. Okay, the day before Mercury stations retrograde. Okay.
Yeah.
So with solar eclipses, I always explain this to people like this for a reason, because a lunar eclipse just snatches things out of your life. That's it. It's an ectomy for my medical people out there. But a solar eclipse is more like a transplant.
Okay.
Something is being taken out of your life and something new, better, more functional, whatever it is. Because it don't necessarily have to be, oh, this is better. It can be just something that's more necessary to get you where you're supposed to be. Okay. But there's something being taken away to make room for something else. So let's say you're getting a liver transplant, right? Well, they're not going to put a leg to replace the liver. It's going to be something similar that functions better.
Right.
So if you experience, let's say, a breakup, you're thinking, I'm getting divorced after 20 years of marriage. I'm not even concerned about another person right now. Okay. But this eclipse is going to shake you because another person over most likely a 2 to 3 week period will show up in your life when you just knew that you were not even close to interested. Do you see what I mean? So that's the kind of way that this works. So whatever's being taken out of your life, again, it's being replaced with something more efficient, more necessary for whatever you got going on. Okay. Then we have this beautiful Mercury retrograde that we're already experiencing the shadow of, and that is April 21st, 2023. And that is also in Aries. So it's literally riding the heels of this eclipse. So if you mix what I just said with what I'm about to say, it's a nice little pot of hot chili with every pepper you can imagine. Okay. So it's real big energy. Okay. It's really direct energy too. You cannot be in your feelings if you want to survive the next 3 weeks. Do not get in your feelings because this energy is very matter of fact. It's action oriented. It doesn't listen to words. It wants to see what you're going to do. It don't want to hear you running your mouth about what you plan to do. No. Show me what you got or get out of my way is the energy, okay? And it's really big. So what the universe is asking you to do as the individual feeling this energy, because it looks different for each one of us, even though the collective is going to be going through it. What the universe is asking you to do is step into what you came here to learn, to master. Because guess who's sitting right next to Mercury when it goes retrograde, as this eclipse is happening, all in Aries. We got the beautiful North Node. Rahu is sitting there, the tip of the dang arrow. Yes. Directing the whole collective. So wherever that arrow points is what you're supposed to be accomplishing in this incarnation. And now we're speaking about the collective. We have our individual placements for Rahu. We have different North nodes, each individual does. Mm-hmm. But when you look at this combination for Rahu in the sign of Aries, that is an activation for all of the light warriors.
Yeah. Amazing.
Do what you came here to do. It's like getting your orders to go to war. Literally, it's pointing you in that direction. And I wish I was done, but I'm not. Y'all remember, I'm gonna backtrack it and I'm gonna come back to the last thing that I got to say. That's all happening in Aries. Remember, we got the beautiful eclipse happening in Aries. Mm-hmm. And then the Mercury retrograde happening in Aries, while the North Node is sitting there in Aries. And the Great Awakener is also sitting there in Aries. Yes, Uranus is there. Really big sudden changes, that 555 energy. Okay? Right. Boom! That's what it is. It's an explosion. It's like the Big Bang. This is why I told y'all, it's like Genesis. It's literally like the Big Bang in the collective.
Like all I could picture was, I need to stretch. I need to warm up. And the Devil Wears Prada, gird your loins. You know? How everyone was in a Twitter, because she's coming.
It's going to be an explosion of energy. Ain't no more nicey nice. Oh, we got this wave of ascension energies coming through. Oh, yeah, there's some strong energy coming in. You guys just rest. No, now we're doing it the Aries way. You're going to get hit. Okay? You're gonna feel it. It's like when you was being a smart butt and somebody punched you in your chest real quick. You're gonna get checked.
Question. Okay? Aries rules the head.
Yes, it does. Headaches on deck. Mm-hmm.
And 6 to 7 a.m. is their time. So my question is, should we expect more headaches?
You should expect to drink more water. You shouldn't expect more headaches. Yes, yeah. It's very possible because it rules the head. But
if we see them, if we have more headaches, then we're not maintaining. Yeah.
Don't create an environment of friction.
Yeah.
If you're well hydrated and you stretch, right? Yeah. If you do your conditioning, i.e. your energetic hygiene, then that means that you've prepared yourself to take a hit. The person that knows how to take a hit is more likely to win the fight.
Yeah.
Okay? Lubricate yourselves, darling.
Do you think this will make us sleep more? Like, because this Mars energy we've been experiencing for the past few weeks has made us exhausted. This is like a jolt, isn't it?
So some of you may, it depends on, because they're bringing in the extraterrestrial stuff right now. Yeah. So some of you will have packets that will cause you to have to sleep more.
Mm.
But there will be some people that their team no sleep.
Yeah.
I'm talking days, and you don't understand what's going on, and you think something's wrong with you again.
Yeah.
Energetic hygiene. There are some people that will have the experience for the first time where meditation is all they need. 30-minute meditation, bam, you good to go. Like, what happened to sleep? That was the old paradigm. I don't know. That's just what I'm getting. So don't freak out if you are not able to sleep. As long as you feel good, as long as you feel grounded and you're good, don't worry about the fact that you are not able to sleep. Do something productive with your life at 2 a.m.
This is what I've noticed. It's literally like your work hours are like what is a 9 to 5? We talked about this last time. What is a 9 to 5? And good luck with that, because my energy levels are not peaking necessarily during those times. And then sometimes I'm just like buzzing from midnight to 4 a.m.
That part. You got and the energy, however you're experiencing it, you're gonna be met with this question over and over again. What do you want to do about this? What you gonna do? Because if things are shifting for you and you can no longer do life the way you used to do it, that means that you have a question to answer. And you can't answer it by saying anything. You got to answer it with action. It's a rhetorical question because it's some things that you had been needing to change anyway.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
I do. I love the fact that you said answer it with action, because up until recently, the last couple of years, a lot of people have not been too scared of Mercury retrograde. There's nothing really to be scared of. We've got to look at how we communicate. We got to look at data. We've got to look at how we go about things. And, you know, it scares people. The articles scare people into not moving forward.
That part. If it was something you were already working on, already doing in the middle of, continue with caution, continue with calculation, check, and recheck, back your information up. That's all.
Yeah. Mercury retrograde, I noticed, will bring the things I put on the shelf back, you know, to remind me I didn't dust them or I didn't put them in the bin. So old friends, old connections, bridges I didn't burn, you know, misunderstandings are suddenly much better. Now we both have new understandings, and we're taking a new route home. I suddenly have time for tea with this person. You know what I mean? And you couldn't organize that for a while. It also feels like, and I'm witnessing a lot of cycles ending. We were talking about that for many people, and it feels like it's from 2014 to now. This was the end of it this week. It didn't already come up. It's about to come up. I'm hoping it doesn't hurt too much, but hey, you know, we can roll with it.
Y'all pay attention to what she just said, because not everything that Mercury brings up from your past is going to have a negative connotation, because something that you may have moved away from or stopped or whatever before this Mercury retrograde may come back for reconciliation. This is where your discernment comes into play, because again, they're showing me a board. I wanted to say it was chess, but that's not what I'm seeing. They're just moving pieces around on a board to what fits better at the time. See, we have these energetic synchronicities that happen between us and everything around us. And sometimes after a while, you've got to move things in and out. It didn't work during that time, but now it's back and it's working, right? Yep. Or it didn't work during that time, and now even though it's come in close proximity, it's still not working. So it's just making sure that you understand that that is still not going to fit right here and function.
Yeah.
You see? that's what's happening with that. And I'm glad that you brought up the classic Mercury retrograde stuff that I would have probably skipped because I was gone with this Big Bang.
Yesterday,
Okay.
I was brought, I've been talking for years about, I want to make a book about hair and astrology, because if I don't know the new client, I need their sign, and that can really help me and my intuition tune in to what they're looking for, because communication isn't always key. And I started with Aries, and I don't know one without lots of hair. I don't know one that doesn't already kind of know the process and can already sense if you're doing this job well or not.
Yeah.
They know it.
They'll get on you if you ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Very action oriented. Yeah. Go ahead.
I got one last planet to discuss with y'all. This is my my secret. I had it behind my back.
Here I go. Okay.
So right now, Jupiter, the guru, is at its anaretic degree. Okay, it's 29 degrees. Okay, it's in Gandhara, for those of you who follow Vedic. And on May 5th, it will finally move into the sign of Aries. What? Yes, I did it. I said it. Jupiter is going to move into Aries in the middle of this retrograde, blowing everything up, expanding all of the energy that I just talked about, because that's what Jupiter does. It expands it, okay? But there's grace there, loves.
Yeah.
There's grace because Jupiter, I call Jupiter Santa Claus. Again, if you're doing the work and you're making sure that your mind is not controlling your reality, and your emotions are harmonious and you feel grounded, you can stay on the positive side of this energy and be having a completely different experience than the train wrecks that are going to be happening around you. You ain't got to worry about them train wrecks. That's not your business. That's not for you. It's okay. Let it happen. It's supposed to happen. There a lot of roads lead to the same place. They just got to do it that way. Okay. But Jupiter is going to be entering Aries on May 5th. And the notes that I had here was that was it right there.
Yeah.
When the guru joins the Aries party, you thought that you were having a physical experience with all of this other energy. But it's like when you set resin or when you set something, when something sets, when Jupiter gets into Aries, that's when I brought up the Christ consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, whatever it is for you. That is the moment of the birthing of that Christ consciousness through the physicality. And from that point on, we're already seeing stuff, like Shashu said. Oh, but it's gonna be real. It's gonna get real.
What I'm downloading right now as you speak, it's making things from February till now are starting to make sense with the messages that were coming in through the ancestors. It's literally, your dreams are not lofty, keep going. We're moving things out of the way to make room for those things. And this feels like that energy that you couldn't have predicted how things moved out of the way and how it moved and sat into your lap. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's feeling very divine in that way. And I love that you talked about Mars, Uranus, and Jupiter, because those three together, I have no problem with. Okay. There's action, there's expansion, like you said, the guru, you know, there's protection with it too, you know, divine protection. So I'm loving this.
And everything is going to become, it's very interesting. Our reality is going to become more quantum.
Hmm.
You thought that you were experiencing a more fluid reality before, but again, there is the awareness, there's the information, and then there's the realization.
Yeah.
And I feel like when Jupiter gets in there on May 5th, there's going to be a realization that happens. It's kind of like the kid that couldn't get the candy at the grocery store. You're throwing a fit. You don't want to hear nothing nobody has to say, but then you get tired because you've spent yourself emotionally and you're tired and you finally calm down. And then you finally hear what has been trying to be explained to you the whole time that you refuse to see because your feelings were so big, because you let your mind run amok.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like, oh.
Oh, why didn't you say that in the first place? That's funny.
I think we gotta give them some tools on how to navigate this energy, physical tools to not get caught up in anger and battle. You know, warriors are not always fighters.
No.
You know, you got to look at Gandhi, Martin Luther King, you know, people like that. They didn't go out there forcing things, but they still made things happen.
Yes. I'm getting a few crystals. Fire agate to not put out the fire, but maintain it at an ember.
Yeah.
Aquamarine. So we got the clear communication, and there's a bit of water to go with the fire there. Black tourmaline, of course, all the time, because we're all up in our feelings all the time, and we could use some protection with that. And I'm getting smoky quartz because of the way it cleanses the auric field, and that is like a salt soak in a crystal. I would also recommend daily salt soaks. If you can't get in the bath, take a cup of salt water into the shower and pour that over your head, because that can really help with the things we pick up and our perceptions of the things we picked up, because I think that's going to be the thing that catches people, you know, trying to figure out the meaning and being caught up in our feelings when it had nothing to do with us. That'll be fun.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah. And like you said, a 30-minute meditation, there's going to be times we need longer or shorter. I'm going to be waking up earlier, that's for sure, if I can, so I can give myself a little more time to have my morning ceremony, because yeah, it's real. Maybe a couple of cups of tea before I head out. And journaling, writing down the dreams that are coming in, because they're going to be interesting. You know, so that dream journal, you don't have to know the meaning, it'll make sense later. And I'm noticing regular folks are having downloads and information about celebrities. Write that down. Write that down. Not just celebrities, but world events. If you see something, write it down, put it in your journal. It'll make sense later. Yeah.
Those are some good tools. I wrote it down.
I would like to add, if you can find Pitersite. It's from Namibia. it is at the beginning of COVID, that with Shungite was great to eliminate fear and cleanse the energy. And so I would add Piterite. It's great for creatives. It's great for artists to stay fearless and maintain that energy. Yeah.
Can you type it out in the
Yes.
chat?
Right.
I know I misspelled it,
Let me do
but I
that right
can
now.
Google it later. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ooh. And you know, when you're angry, if you do get triggered, call somebody that's not involved in the situation. Talk it out with that person, okay? So that you can come correct when you have to physically deal with the situation. Do a lot of what you would not normally do when it comes to your triggers and any negative things that you would default to that are no longer serving you or others.
Yeah.
If you are not a person who has ADD, ADHD tendencies, I suggest that you stay away from caffeine. If you're just drinking it to get energy, I suggest you stay away from it. But if you're one of those people like me that drinks it to actually calm down and stay focused, then I understand that part. And, you know, whatever you need to do to get yourself grounded. Some of you that were not exercising before, you're going to feel like you've got to move.
Yeah.
And by all means, do so in a safe way. Your impulsivity may be very high. Again, redirect that energy. If you know that if your awareness is telling you, hey, nothing's going on, but you feel impulsive, redirect that energy to something that you can do that is not trying to create something out of nothing. Okay.
I've seen a lot of people reclaiming or revisiting house music, doing a lot of soul clapping in their living room and kicking up dust, telling the kids, y'all don't know nothing about this here.
Yeah.
But that's how we move the energy. We don't always have to do yoga and stuff like that. Throughout history, we've been moving energy to drums and movement. You know, there's nothing wrong with bringing that back or doing it in a different way this time.
Wow. This was fun.
Yep.
I feel like we went somewhere and back. Like I'm thinking, because I'm just now feeling the energy of, oh, I'm here. Where did I just come from? Like, where was I? What was happening? And usually when I get that feeling, I know I was like, okay, yeah, it's time to wrap it up because there's no more. Yeah. I don't have any more. Even though there may be more information that continues to come out, I know I don't have any more left as far as energy is concerned. So I was like, oh, okay, we're done.
I get a change in temperature, bodily temperature, like my hands cool down when it's done.
Nice.
It feels wrapped up. You know, we know what to take the energy on as, how it may come in, how to identify the tools we'll need or can use. And I'm excited to see and hear how people reimagine the movement again, the energy movement, you know, because the old isn't really working the way it was. We've got to do other things and new things and do things on the fly.
That part,
yeah.
You know, literally create your tools.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you got to do. Create your tools when there's none available or you have no awareness of what's available, and just let yourself off the hook. You don't have to be fast. Everything else is fast around you.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be fast. You just need to respond make the choice and respond to what is for you. That's
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, 100%. Josie, thank you for this today. I'm so glad we did this.
Oh, we always sync up because this was so like last minute, and I was like, it don't make no sense to do it next week. They need to do now.
Sure did. It's so funny. I was like, and next week, I was like, wait a minute, I have tomorrow off. Let's do it.
Oh, mom's going into surgery tomorrow. I know some of y'all went to the community tab or you saw it on my what do you call it, on my Instagram, but we're collapsing timelines right now. Like, if you don't think you're manifesting, you are so wrong, because you are manifesting. Just make sure it's what you want, because she was scheduled for May 3rd.
Oh,
And literally, she got the call yesterday, and I was like, wait, I wasn't like, right now I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do to her hair, because she ain't finna be looking crazy
no.
up in no hospital. I'm just saying, I'm gonna get your hair done. I'm still thinking, but everything all of a sudden was right now, and I'm like, oh, wait.
Like, there's
I
so
know
much of
I'm
that
gonna
energy.
benefit from it, though.
There's so much
you
of
know?
that energy. Oh, now? Oh, now. Right now?
Because I didn't think about this until that thing happened, and I said, well, this is definitely a blessing in disguise, because she would have been going under the knife in the middle of the retrograde.
Yeah, we can't have that.
So I'm like, oh, well, let's just do this landslide the day before the dang eclipse is better than in the middle of this energy.
And the thing is, the retrograde will be a great time for her to be healing. So let me know when she's home so I can send some healing.
Awesome. Thank you.
My pleasure.
And you guys, please go to, I'm going to put her again at Shash. Go to her Instagram, go to Shashu's Instagram and follow her. She's the one that I've been referring people to lately for that Sekam Reiki. It's deliciousness. It's like liquid blue fire for me. I felt it.
That's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it. It is profound, it is intense, and it works. Yep. I love it. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna let you guys go. Love to all of you. Manifest on. You are the creator of your reality, okay? You got this.
Yeah.
All right, here we go with me trying to end this live though. Let me push the right button.
Bye.